Well, okay then, Pauline. Can you cast your memory back through the mists of time and tell us what the research context was for our article?
Yes, I can just about do that. You might remember that you hired me to help you do a research project into pre-task planning time. And you told me at the beginning to read the Ellis and Crooks articles, which were the pioneers in the field, and to come up with a research design which partly replicated it and also expanded it. So that's what I did. And so I came up with a design that was going to look at different kinds of tasks and different kinds of planning. So we had 3 kinds of task, we had the 3 kinds of planning, and we were going to look at the interaction of those 3 on the language that the learners produced. And most importantly, I thought it was going to take place in existing classrooms so that the participants were already classmates, they were in their ordinary classes, and that we would ask them to do tasks which looked just like the common or garden tasks which they were asked to do anyway. Mm-hmm. Right? And that was it. That's where we started from. And so we did it. We did all that, and we got the data, and we started analysing the data. And so I was wondering what surprised you that came out of those data analyses?
Well, I think the overall thing that surprised me was that it worked. It's a silly thing to say, but I really wasn't sure that it would work. And not only that, but various aspects of the research design emerged clearly, and the results patterned in a meaningful way. So, for example, there were 3 tasks: a personal information exchange task, a narrative, and a decision making. And the thing I should say is they were identified after trawling through lots of major course books to make sure that they were representative of the sorts of things that happened in real classrooms.
Yeah.
So I was really pleased that the 3 tasks worked, and they contrasted interestingly. We also had a complicated condition, relatively, looking at different types of instruction. And that worked, and it also, if you throw that in with planning, interacted with the different tasks that we used. And in a way, that was an anticipation of work which has been done since on task complexity.
Yes.
So those features, the clarity of the patterning, was a wonderful surprise, because I hoped that would happen, but I wasn't at all confident that it would.
So, I mean, I didn't know because I didn't have any past experience. I thought everything always worked out as neatly as
at
this
that stage
did.
We were batting 100%. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now then, the interesting question for us to consider. Did we anticipate that we would be sitting here in 22 years talking about an influential article?
No. I can honestly say no to that. No. I had absolutely no idea that this would have a shelf life of longer than, a couple of years, and then the field would have moved on. That's what I thought happened, and it seems absolutely amazing to me that it's still cropping up in bibliographies, and that it seems to have shaped a lot of the way people go about looking at task-based performance, because as we know, we've got our complexity, accuracy and fluency, the sort of tripartite sort of measures of performance have stuck around for a long time. They have generated masses of research. They've added a companion, because Lexis has been brought in, but they have taken on an independent existence from us, absolutely, haven't they?
Yes, yes, and that's right, in themselves.
Yes. And is there anything else that you think has we've donated to the field in this way?
Not so much that we donated it, but if it's become influential, I think it's because there was a great deal of luck involved. We chose to research planning. Since then, large numbers of people have researched planning. I didn't anticipate that planning would become such a big sub-literature in the field. So I think we just had good luck to choose what turned out to be a hot topic, and a wide range of approaches have been used with planning. For example, with Rod Ellis talking about online planning, as well as the way we looked at pre-task or strategic planning, and the way other people have looked at working memory linkages. So a lot has developed, which has been very lucky from our perspective, in order to give the article the currency that it still has.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that we've got, I think also we've maybe started the idea that when you're using tasks in order to get yourself some data, they have to at the same time give the participants something in return, which is not just money, but it's a classroom experience which is a useful classroom experience, and that therefore you can more easily predict what other classrooms might do in those circumstances. So it's sort of it's a way of bridging the gap between the researcher and the consumer of the research.
Yes, although at the time we didn't know the phrase ecological validity.
We didn't. No, we didn't. So, and we're pleased to hear it.
We're very lucky.